Hello, hello, and welcome to episode 202 of the Compassion and Cucumbers podcast. I'm Christine.
And I'm Sam.
And this is the second time we're doing this because the first time, Sam's audio was not recording. And we made it all the way till almost the end of the podcast before I realized it.
Yep.
So, my bad. I am so sorry. So this is take two.
This is indeed take two.
Maybe, like I said, maybe it'll be better.
Maybe.
Anyway, here's what's coming up on today's show. This week's Why Files talks about a roadside zoo owner and circus runner, Ryan Easley, who was killed by a tiger in Oklahoma.
In our Noteworthy segment, the USDA and other federal agencies are posting banners on their websites with propaganda messaging about the recent federal government shutdown. Do we really need another reason not to trust the USDA?
We don't.
No.
But alas, we do. We have another one. And in our main topic, we're taking you with us to the Cleveland Vegfest. That's right.
We sure are.
We'll tell you about the food, the vendors, the people we met, and all that jazz. But before we get into all of that, I just want to remind everybody with Halloween coming up, if you're decorating the outside of your house, please don't use that fake spider webby stuff because it's terribly harmful to wildlife. Birds can get trapped in it. Rodents can get their little feet caught up into it.
Insects.
Yeah, insects, moths. It's not good.
No, it's not.
Don't use it. I know it's fun.
Oh, it is. It's great.
Yeah, but please don't use it on the outside. If you can use it to decorate on the inside of your house,
Indeed.
that'll be fine.
Yep. I'm sad, actually, that we don't get to decorate the outside of our house for Halloween.
We have no children in our area.
We don't.
We get no trick-or-treaters.
Nope.
We actually leave and go to my nephew's and hand out candy there because they get tons of kids
They
at their
do.
house.
And
Yeah.
it's super fun, and it's an excuse to hang out with the family. So
Yeah, I love seeing all their little costumes.
But I would love to decorate.
Have anything else to say about what we've been up to recently, or would you like to just jump back into the show for the second time?
Let's jump back into the show for the second time.
All right. Well, here's this week's Why Files.
This is coming to us from Humane World for Animals. A captive tiger has killed the owner of a roadside zoo. Over the weekend, a roadside zoo in Hugo, Oklahoma, announced on Facebook that its owner and operator, Ryan Easley, had been killed by a tiger. Growler Pines Tiger Preserve's post stated, "This tragedy is a painful reminder of both the beauty and unpredictability of the natural world. This is a tragedy that never should have happened. Our sympathy goes out to Easley's loved ones who now grapple with the grief of loss." What makes this death particularly tragic is that it was preventable. This death does not attest to the beauty and unpredictability of the natural world, but rather to the truth that so many members of the public now understand. Keeping wild animals in captivity and forcing them to perform for human amusement is as far from the natural world as they can get, and instrumentalizing animals for entertainment is dangerous and wrong for everyone involved. Dozens of fatalities and injuries have been caused by captive wild animals used in traveling acts and circus-style performances. In 1997, a tiger killed trainer Wayne Franzen in front of 200 school children during a circus performance. Franzen's son, Brian Franzen, continues to exhibit wild animals in circuses today. In 2010, an elephant attacked and killed a handler between performances at a shrine circus. Acts like these also endanger the public. In 2013, a woman came face-to-face with a tiger in a restroom after the animal escaped following a performance at a shrine circus. In 2017, a tiger was spotted on an interstate, along a school bus route, and in a residential area where she was ultimately shot and killed by police after she attacked a dog in a backyard. The tiger had escaped during transport ahead of a planned shipment to Europe after performing for Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus for several years. Before operating Growler Pines, Easley ran Show Me Tigers, a circus act featuring tigers that traveled throughout the U.S. In 2017, one of our undercover investigators spent several weeks working and traveling with Show Me Tigers and exposed the violent training involved in tiger acts. Our investigation showed Easley's 8 tigers being forced to perform tricks for Carden Circus and Shrine circuses. Among other occurrences, our investigator recorded a practice session in which Easley whipped a tiger 31 times in less than 2 minutes because she refused to get off a pedestal. The investigator found that the tigers were kept in small, barren transport cages about half the size of a parking space. Here, they ate and slept, alongside their urine and feces. Public records obtained by Humane World for Animals documented that Easley acquired young tigers from the better-known roadside zoo operators Doc Antle and Joseph Maldonado, better known as Joe Exotic, who had been featured in Tiger King. Easley also reportedly housed tigers at Maldonado's facility during the circus off-season, as did other circus exhibitors. We know that Antle and Maldonado were both prolific tiger breeders who sold photo opportunities with big cat cubs. When the animals became too big to handle, they were treated as surplus and were often passed on to circus and roadside zoo proprietors, as well as private owners. This pipeline is a big part of why we advocated for more than a decade to ensure the passage of the Big Cat Public Safety Act in the United States. Before its passage, big cats were escaping from ramshackle facilities across the country. Since 1990, more than 400 dangerous incidents involving captive big cats have occurred in 46 states and the District of Columbia. 5 children and 19 adults were killed before the passage of BCPSA, and hundreds of others have lost limbs or suffered other often traumatic injuries.
So you might be familiar with The Tiger King. It was a series that was on Netflix a couple of years ago that featured, was it Joe Maldonado?
Yes.
As keeper of these tiger shows. And it was like this phenomenon. Everybody was watching this show. And I'm like, why are people wanting to watch this show? Like, he's apparently some sort of character.
I'm sorry, but you have to ask, why would people watch this show about almost everything that is available on television these days? I know I asked that question about why you and our darling niece Lucy watch Love is Blind.
I only watch it because Lucy watches it, and I like to have something to talk to her about.
Well, and that's really sweet, and I love that the two of you share that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I am constantly asking myself, why?
It is
You are two
really
intelligent,
stupid.
wonderful people that you watch that crap is just unbelievable to me.
But we're digressing. So some people are saying that Ryan Easley had it coming. What do you think about that?
No, I'm sorry. I don't think there is ever a time where we should celebrate another person's misfortune.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't want to see anyone get injured. I don't want to see anyone die under tragic circumstances. I really don't. Do I, however, think that this was likely inevitable?
This was absolutely inevitable.
Yes. Do I think that the way this man made his living was reprehensible? Yes. It does not mean that I wish him harm, and I certainly don't support anybody who is cheering that he was killed by one of his captive cats.
Yeah. It's a bad situation all the way around.
It is.
It's a terrible situation. And people do not go to these wild animal shows, do not go to wild animal parks. They're not good. And don't bring your kids, because then that just normalizes that stuff for them. And also, you heard in that article that 200 school children were exposed to one of the tigers in some show killing the trainer.
Yes.
That is something that's very traumatic.
Yes, and completely unpredictable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you never know when a large cat or an elephant is going to reach that breaking point.
Yeah.
If they've been backed into a corner, if they're in pain, if they're scared.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know even our domesticated house cats will, swat you with a paw for no apparent reason. Aside from the fact that you walked past them, and so the large cat that is far more powerful is in a situation where they feel threatened. Eventually they are going to lash out.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but being whipped 31 times in the space of 2 minutes, I think that would be enough to do it for most.
It would certainly make me lash out.
Yeah.
if I was in that situation.
Yeah, but you know what? A tiger's got a whole lot more to work with than you do.
Yeah. So, condolences to the Easley family.
Certainly.
But you're in a dangerous line of work. And you're taking these animals out of the wild and exploiting them for your own gain. And like Sam said, these are inevitable circumstances.
Inevitable consequences. Of this industry.
Exactly.
And so, I just want to take a moment to thank Humane World for Animals and all of the other organizations who have done such incredible work as to make sure that this type of animal exploitation is no longer legal in many senses.
Yeah.
So, for example, the larger circuses like the Shriners, like Barnum and Bailey, they are no longer permitted to use animals for entertainment, which is great. Now, unfortunately, these roadside zoos and roadside circuses tend to fly under the radar a little bit, or are not as heavily regulated. And I certainly hope that that changes in the future. But again, just want to thank Humane World for Animals and all of the other advocacy groups that are working to make these types of organizations a thing of the past.
Absolutely. Let's move on to our noteworthy segment. This is great. This is really great news. I'm being sarcastic in case you didn't notice.
I think we caught that.
Yeah. So what's going on with our federal government agencies?
Well, if you go to the website of the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the first thing that you're going to see is a large sepia-toned box that says, "Due to the radical left Democrat shutdown, this government website will not be updated during the funding lapse. President Trump has made it clear he wants to keep the government open and support those who feed, fuel, and clothe the American people."
Sure.
It sounds like you don't believe that.
Not for a New York minute.
No, not at all.
Yes.
Now, you can also go over to the website of the Department of Housing and Urban Development, okay, also known as HUD. And HUD has a large yellow banner that says, "The radical left in Congress shut down the government. HUD will use available resources to help Americans in need." And if you close that banner, guess what? It's there again.
There's another
in
banner.
Red this time.
You
can't not see it.
You can't get away from it.
No.
Yeah. And the TSA also had something similar on their website and also made like a tweet, which they have since deleted, both from their website and from Twitter X, that said, beginning midnight October 1st, funding for much of the federal government will have expired due to the partisan politics of left-wing politicians. While it is unfortunate that some of our politicians have put politics before the well-being of our country, TSA is prepared for an orderly shutdown.
Now, a couple of things we would love to make clear. Number one, government agencies such as the USDA, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, and the TSA are mandated by law to be nonpartisan.
Yes, it's called the Hatch Act. It prevents these entities from being political because they're there to serve the public. They are spending our tax dollars. They're not supposed to be partisan. They're not supposed to make any sort of political posts.
That's right.
Unfortunately, the Hatch Act is very weak and is never
Rarely upheld.
Very rarely upheld. It goes to the courts and it usually just kind of fizzles.
That's right.
Yeah.
And of course, many of these organizations are headed up by members of the current cabinet.
Right.
Yeah. So Secretary of Labor, Secretary of Transportation, Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So clearly they are now using these organizations or politicizing these organizations to cast aspersions at, quote, radical left lunatics. But,
AKA the Democratic Party.
Yes. Okay. But here's the thing. The Republicans control the White House. The Republicans control both branches of Congress.
Yep, they do.
They are the majority, though a very slim one. In this situation, generally speaking, it would fall to the President of the United States to negotiate with both the Republicans and the Democrats in Congress to find either a compromise that could pass a new funding bill or to minimize the effects of a government shutdown, meaning that the shutdown is as short as is humanly possible. And again, this is going to require negotiation.
Exactly. And under normal circumstances, that's what a president would do.
Right.
He would step in and make the parties come to an agreement.
That's right. But this is clearly not happening this time.
No.
And number one, because our current president is not capable of negotiation. He simply says, this is what I want. This is how it's going to be. And the rest of you are going to fall in line. And to this point, the Republicans and an astonishing number of Democrats have actually done that like lemmings.
Yeah. No, our president went golfing.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
So anyway,
on taxpayer dime, by the way.
Always on the taxpayer dime.
Yeah.
So what's really happening here is that finally our Democratic Congress people and senators are finally standing their ground.
Yeah.
And all I have to say is it's about damn time.
Yeah.
And the thing that seems to be the tipping point for this is healthcare. Right now, the Republicans are out there saying that the reason for the shutdown is that the radical left lunatic Democrats want to extend the Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as Obamacare, to illegal aliens, to undocumented immigrants.
Yeah.
This is patently false.
It is completely false.
It actually states very clearly on the Affordable Care Act website that the Affordable Care Act is available only to United States citizens, green card holders, and permanent residents.
Yes. Yeah. There are programs available for undocumented people in our country in order for them to seek medical help, but it is not the Affordable Care Act.
It is not. It is not the subsidized Affordable Care Act.
Yeah.
So what the Democrats are currently doing is saying, no, we don't want the Affordable Care Act to be cut for millions of Americans, nor do we want to see an additional number of millions of Americans have their premiums doubled.
They will double.
Yes.
If this goes through.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so I want to applaud our Democratic congresspersons and senators for finally standing up.
Yeah.
And for standing up for good reason.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And to encourage them to keep on keeping on.
Yeah, keep on fighting.
Fight the good fight.
I do not envy them.
No, I don't either.
One bit.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not. There are other ways that this can be spun as well, and one of them being that this is happening in order to delay Congress returning to session because due to the outcomes of a few special elections.
We have the 218
votes needed to force a release of the Epstein files now exists.
I still don't understand. Why is there governmental control over a criminal case?
I don't know.
I don't understand one bit.
Neither do I.
I'm not saying that it's not the way it's supposed to be. I'm just saying I don't understand it. Why can't they just release the files? These are not classified government files. This is a criminal investigation.
Yes.
Why can't they just release the files?
Because
why do we need a congressional vote?
Well, I mean, it's the same reason that the files surrounding JFK's assassination were classified for so long.
But that's different. That's a president was assassinated.
Well, right. But it's the reason that those documents were classified for so long is that it could impact people still living.
I suppose.
I'm imagining that it's the same idea.
I guess I just don't understand it. And while, we are not a political podcast, we don't want to be a political podcast.
No.
And I'm sorry if I know you're already barraged with this stuff on a daily basis everywhere, but there are certain things that we feel compelled to share. Things like the USDA sharing propaganda on their website, since that's our tax dollars. Your tax dollars paid somebody to put that up there. Mm-hmm. How long do we continue paying taxes when our tax dollars are being used to directly impact us negatively.
Yeah.
You know, when your tax dollars are going to a war against U.S. citizens,
Yes.
when can we just say, okay, we're finally at complete taxation without representation? Stop taking taxes out of my paycheck.
Yeah.
It's insanity.
But we don't have that option.
Yeah. And you might say, why is a vegan podcast talking about this? Well, number one, the USDA is always on our radar.
Always.
And that's what started all of this for me. Then I saw somebody posting. Actually, it started, somebody posted about the TSA. And then I got curious and I said, gee, I wonder what other government agencies are posting this on their website. And of course, there it was on the USDA.gov site and on the HUD.gov site. And I'm like, and there's probably more. I haven't gone
I'm sure.
completely down the rabbit hole because it's just infuriating.
Yeah. I'm sure that this is right now the status quo for just about every federal agency website.
Yeah, unless that agency has somebody with enough chutzpah, enough cojones, as they say,
and enough conscience.
Yeah, to not put it up.
Yeah,
it's going to be up there.
Yep,
it's ridiculous.
Indeed.
I mean, we will try to keep the politics stuff to a minimum because, like I said, I know that everybody is just inundated with it. Every day, 24 hours a day. And we need a little break.
We do.
So,
and you know how we took a break from it?
No.
We went to a lovely park and set up a tent under a tree and had some great food and talked to some awesome people.
Yeah.
And all of this happened at the Cleveland Vegfest.
Yeah, well, I guess that's a wonderful segue.
Indeed. I think it worked, yeah.
Let's talk about this week's main topic. That's right. We're talking about the 2025 Cleveland Vegfest. What do we want to start with? Want to start with the food?
Well, hang on. This was our second Cleveland Vegfest.
It was.
We actually did the Cleveland Vegfest last year as well.
Yeah.
And last year it was held in a large convention center, which was great for a couple of reasons. Number one, air conditioning.
It was really hot.
It was really hot that day, and so we were saved by air conditioning. But this year it was held in a beautiful park, Lincoln Park, in the Tremont neighborhood of Cleveland, and it was just a stunning day.
It was a beautiful day. It was perfect.
Absolutely gorgeous. Sunny, breezy, warm, but not oppressive. Just really a great day to be outside and in the world and among like-minded people.
Yeah. Lincoln Park is filled with some beautiful old growth trees. And then they have this little field area where they set up a lot of the food vendors. Nice thing about Cleveland Vegfest is the organizers made it a point to intersperse the food vendors amongst other types of vendors.
Yes, indeed.
So that people would patronize all of the other vendors because some people do just go for the food.
Oh, well, of course. I mean, it's a veg fest.
Yeah.
You know, veg fest is about the food.
Yeah, so I thought that was really nice of them to do.
It was.
Yeah.
And speaking of food, we decided to prioritize food from vendors that we had not experienced before.
Yeah, we always try to.
Yes, indeed. But this time, the lines at the Veg Fest were very clear for Squash the Beef.
Yeah, a local favorite.
A local favorite. They had a huge line all day. Also, one of our Buffalo hometown favorites, Sunshine Vegan Eats, had a huge line all day. And also, the Vegan Donut Company had a huge line all day.
Yeah, because people who love donuts, if you can't get vegan donuts anywhere near you, you're going to stand in line for a vegan donut.
Oh, yeah,
for
absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
But it gave us the opportunity to check out some other folks. And so our very first food of the day, we got from Cleveland Vegan, and it was a pepperoni roll.
Yes, and the pepperoni rolls were the talk of the town at the beginning of the fest.
They really were.
We saw somebody walking by with one, and I'm like, what is that? Pepperoni roll. I got it over there, Cleveland Vegan. I'm like, oh, we need to get a couple of those. I went over and got a couple of them. They were very inexpensive, $5 each.
Yeah.
Because that can be an issue at VegFest, that the food is a little on the pricey side.
True.
But these were $5 each, and they were like, imagine a cinnamon roll, but instead of it being a cinnamon roll, it is a savory roll of dough with red sauce and vegan pepperoni.
Yeah.
And it was soft.
It was soft and fluffy, and it was a substantial size,
Yeah.
and the sauce was tasty,
Yeah.
and the texture of the bread was fantastic. It was really satisfying. My only thing is I wanted more pepperoni.
Me too. It needed more pepperoni.
It really did.
Totally agree.
And I don't know if like the one I got just happened to not have as much pepperoni in it.
Mine didn't either. So
But I really wanted more pepperoni.
I think they were kind of doling it out a little bit because of the amount of them that they were having to sell.
Absolutely. I mean, volume is real at a Vegfest.
Yeah.
No
But while
question.
we were eating ours, several people came up and said,
Where
is
did
that?
you get
And
that?"
where did you get it?
Yeah.
So I know that the word of mouth was definitely selling those pepperoni rolls because they looked so delicious.
They
you know?
did. They did. And
Yeah.
so we were really, really grateful to Cleveland Vegan for making those wonderful pepperoni rolls. And those were the start of our day.
It was a great start of the day.
It really was. A couple hours later, I decided to go do some recon and find something that would serve as essentially lunch.
Yeah.
If our pizza roll was breakfast, then this was essentially lunch.
It kind of was.
And I found myself at Rabbit Food.
Yeah.
Now, I am going to say I am a huge fan of Rabbit Food because they were serving up fresh dishes with raw vegetables.
Yeah.
And ironically, it can be really hard to come by raw vegetables at a veg fest.
At a veg fest.
Yes.
Figure
And
that
so
one out.
I was just so appreciative that there was a vendor doing like really light, fresh, healthy foods.
Yeah, and I mean they live up to their name, the Rabbit Food, right?
Indeed, yes.
Totally
and
lives up to their name.
Their logo said "Drive like a tortoise, eat like a hare."
That's funny.
which I thought was really cute.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was awesome. So anyway, at Rabbit Food, I got their rainbow noodle bowl, which was rice noodles over a bed of greens and topped with raw cucumber, bell pepper, green onions, some bean sprouts, some smoked tofu in there. Really fantastic. Everything topped with a gorgeous peanut sauce. Like this peanut sauce was out of this world. Nice and spicy. So good. And again, I was just so happy to be eating really, really fresh food at a veg fest. It was fantastic. My only thing was that the bowls were clearly prepared in advance, which for this kind of event, they would need to be. So this is not a criticism. It's just this is how it was.
Yeah.
And so because the noodles had been chilled after cooking, they got a little bit sticky. So texturally, the noodles were a little bit off, but they did not put me off of the dish at all. It was really, really just delightful. And also at Rabbit Food, I picked up a barbecue tofu wrap for Christine.
And that was delicious. It was a cold wrap, which was nice. It was refreshing, and it had lots of greens and barbecued tofu, and I think shredded carrot and some kind of dressing on it. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then, of course, we had to do our requisite stops at a couple of bakeries.
Of course.
Because you got to do the baked goods.
You kind of do.
And one of my favorite vegan bakers was actually at the Cleveland Vegfest, and that is the one, the only Bitchy Vegan Homo.
Gotta love the name. Gotta love the baked goods.
Oh my God. Love him so very much. And he had an incredible array of stuff on offer.
He had so many
This time
things.
around. Yes, so many beautiful things. So I picked up an assortment of his best damn brownies.
Yeah, which are.
They really are spectacular.
I haven't eaten every brownie to know, but they're up there.
They are. They're very, very good.
Yeah.
They're gooey. They
So
are
gooey.
rich.
Yeah.
They are just fantastic. And they're huge.
Yeah, actually, I was talking to another person that was just happened to be walking by eating one of those brownies, and I'm like, "Oh, is that one of the best damn brownies?" She's like, "Yes." I'm like, "You know what he needs to do? He needs to have a little cooler where he serves tiny bottles of ice cold almond milk."
Yes.
to go
that
with,
would be so perfect.
to go with the brownie, because it is the kind of brownie that you wish you had a little glass of plant milk to wash it down. You know.
Yep. And so I picked up those best damn brownies, and I got both the traditional brownie and the gluten-free version.
Yeah.
I picked up some of those for my colleagues, and then for us, we actually got the brand new best damn brownie peanut butter edition.
So good. Totally did not disappoint. Plenty of peanut butter and really, really good.
Yes, and not only plenty of peanut butter, but a nice salty peanut butter,
Yeah.
as opposed to an overly sweet peanut butter.
Yeah.
So the contrast between the peanut butter and the sweetness of the chocolate was phenomenal.
I agree. Perfect. It was a perfect
It really
balance.
was a perfect peanut butter brownie.
Yep.
We also got from Bitchy Vegan Homo a couple of his turtle cookies, and I have to say this is genius in cookie form. So this, of course, was a combination of chocolate, caramel, and pecan flavors.
Pecans.
Thank you, pecans. So there were chocolate chips and pecans throughout the dough, but also in the center there was one nice big blob of caramel and a pecan half.
Yeah.
And it was perfection from start to finish.
It was a really good cookie.
It
I know
really
I don't
was.
have as many of great descriptors as Sam does. I'm always just like, it was really good. But it really was.
Yeah, no, this was perfection in a cookie because
Yeah.
it was salty and sweet, but not cloyingly sweet.
Right.
Which caramel can sometimes lend itself to.
Yeah.
Because it is just pure sugar.
Yeah.
But it was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it was scrumptious.
It was scrumptious.
Scrummy.
So I am
Scrummy,
a
some
big,
people might say.
big fan of the turtle cookie.
Yeah. And no turtles were harmed in the making of
Of
those
course not.
cookies.
No turtles were harmed.
Yeah.
Because, nothing milked, nothing murdered.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's his motto.
That is his motto.
Yeah.
Nothing milked, nothing murdered. And we also picked up some of his pretzel bombs,
Mm-hmm.
which were, from my point of view, I think the cookie itself was a combination of peanut butter, cookie dough, and brownie batter.
Yeah.
And interspersed in this dough were pretzels. And so while this did have a really nice kind of salty sweet balance, what I missed was a really defined flavor. Like, I didn't really get chocolate. I didn't really get peanut butter.
Yeah.
I got pretzel when I got a pretzel piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't get a really distinctive flavor. So even though it was still satisfying because of that salty sweet balance,
Yeah.
like I wanted it to have more of a personality. Like, I wanted one of those flavors to kind of tell me where it was going.
Yeah. I only took like a small portion of the other cookie that's left, and it was pretzel heavy. Mm-hmm. It was good because
Yeah.
it was like salty and sweet. Mm-hmm. But I can see if like you're getting all those flavors, after a while, it's like it just all becomes one flavor.
Yeah.
You know.
But just absolutely amazing. Like, every single time we have baked goods from the Bitchy Vegan Homo, they get better.
Yeah.
Like, the first time we got to sample his stuff was a couple of years ago in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that was like 4 years ago.
It was like 4 years
Yeah.
ago, and we actually got to his booth so late that he was almost sold out of everything except for some like oatmeal sandwich cookies.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's all that we managed to get.
Yeah.
But then last year at Cleveland Vegfest, we had some of his scones, which were absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And we got also, some cupcakes, some like tropical cupcakes.
Yeah, these little wee cupcakes.
And they were amazing.
Yeah, they were like one bite cupcakes.
Yeah.
So good.
And then the cookies and brownies that we got this time, just spectacular. So I believe that the Bitchy Vegan Homo is a Cleveland native and
He is.
very active in the Cleveland vegan community.
Totally.
He was one of the sponsors of the Veg Fest. And so if you're in the Cleveland area and you have a chance, just, oh my gosh, go get you some baked goods because they are amazing.
Yeah, really good.
And the other bakery that we got some stuff from is one that is unfamiliar to me, which is Confectionery Coven, and had to go get some stuff from them because, one, love the name, absolutely love the name, and they do have a wonderful witchy vibe about their products and all of that good stuff. And from them, I got us a couple of pumpkin cinnamon rolls, which we have not tried yet. I have a feeling that's going to be dessert this evening.
Yeah, it could be. They
Yeah.
look really good.
Yeah, warm them up a little bit, and yeah, thing would be absolutely amazing. And I also picked up some of their soft strawberry bites, and so those are kind of like a gummy candy, and I haven't tried those yet, but I
haven't tried them?
definitely no. but I'm definitely looking forward to them. So then later in the day, as we got towards the end of the fest, I decided to go grab something for dinner and went to yet another new to me vendor. And this time it was Ninja City. And Ninja City is also native to Cleveland, and they are not a fully vegan establishment in general, but everything that they were doing at the Veg Fest was, of course, vegan. And so I got some of their vegetable gyoza and their veggie fried rice.
Yeah, I thought the fried rice looked really good.
It was really, really good. Beautifully seasoned, not terribly greasy, which is sometimes a danger with fried rice, that it can taste a little bit greasy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't at all. I thoroughly enjoyed every single bite. Really nice amount of carrots and green peas and green onions and bean sprouts in the mix. Really, really wonderful. The gyoza were also really good. Nice flavor profile. Loved the dipping sauce that came with it. They were a little bit chewy, but that's just a function of having so many gyoza prepared in time for an event like this.
They're not making them fresh.
They're not making them fresh
on the scene. So they're going to be a little bit tough.
Yeah. So they were. So the dough was just a little bit chewy, but still really wonderful flavors.
Yeah.
So that was the food I did at the fest.
Right before we left, I was looking forward to going to Aladdin's, which we did go to last year at Cleveland Vegfest, and I got us some really incredible hummus and some Diwalis, which are like dolmas. They're basically dolmas.
Yeah, they're basically stuffed grape leaves.
Yeah, and those were also delicious. But they were serving tabbouleh and among other things, and also falafel. And I was really looking forward to getting some tabbouleh and falafel. Both were kind of disappointing, and I'm sorry to say it. Sorry to say, Aladdin. But the tabbouleh was almost devoid of bulgur, which should be the main component.
Yeah, it was crazy. When you opened up the tabbouleh, it was almost entirely parsley.
It was parsley and some other bits of tomato and red onion, but little to no bulgur wheat.
Yeah.
And that's what tabbouleh is, bulgur wheat with those other things.
Right.
So I was a little confused by that. I don't know if I just got a bad portion of it.
Maybe.
The flavor was really great, but it was a little disappointing. Mm-hmm. And the falafel, also, like, I don't know if there are different types of falafel based on the ethnicity. I don't know.
It's possible.
But these falafel were kind of bready, which I've never had that happen before. They're usually, really herbaceous, filled with herbs, and just really chickpea heavy, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're used to with the falafel. But these were kind of bready. Again, the flavor was great. And they gave you this really nice tahini dipping sauce that I dipped them in. Flavor was good, but all in all, kind of a disappointing purchase in my book.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Aladdin's, to say that, but I was disappointed by both offerings. And I got an order of the tabbouleh for our friend Andy, who runs Compassion Co. Because he's a one-man show.
Doesn't have time to get away from the booth. Yeah.
He doesn't have time to get away from the booth. So I always try to bring him a little something. And I texted him and I said, I'm really sorry for the tabbouleh. It was, a little less than what I expected it to be. And, today, actually, he texted me. He's like, I'm no tabbouleh expert, but I filled the pita with it, and it was a pretty good meal. He's like, and I honestly didn't know anything. I don't know what bulgur is. He thought it was little pieces of garlic in there. Yeah. So he's not, he's not hip to the tabbouleh.
Not hip to the tabbouleh.
So if you're used to tabbouleh, you may have been disappointed. But if you're not a fan of tabbouleh like I am, I'm a huge fan of tabbouleh. You might have been disappointed by that, but that's what I ended my day with.
And there we go.
Yeah. The food was great.
It was. And it was just a really, really wonderful day, just talking to all kinds of people. We did, of course, not get to see every vendor on the list because there were 63 vendors.
Yeah, 63 vendors.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. So the one that I'm particularly sorry that I missed was Ravencrest Pizza.
Yeah.
I would really, really like to try them next time.
They also had
in the area.
They had a substantial line most of the day.
Yeah, there were a couple couple of times that I walked by that the line was pretty substantial. Yeah. But I did see their pizza floating around the fest, and it did look fantastic.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to shout out a vendor that I had a couple of conversations with.
Okay, then.
Devin Sturbringer, who is an author and an artist, and he had a little booth set up where he was selling his children's book that he has. And the book is called Hope, the Hopeful Piglet. It is the most adorable story with beautiful illustrations. If you know of a young person that would enjoy having a new book about a little piglet that finds his way from the animal agriculture industry to a sanctuary in the most moving and incredible way. I'm going to put a link in the show notes so that you can get a copy of Devin's book if you want to give that to a young person, or if you know a parent that might want to give that to their children. Because like conversations like that are hard for parents sometimes to explain what's going on in the animal agriculture industry. So it's good to have authors like Devin that create these children's books so that they can learn these things in a more palatable way.
In a gentler way. Yeah, absolutely. And I unfortunately didn't get to see Devin's book, but when Christine came back to our booth and described it to me, she actually teared up. So
I was tearing up reading it.
Yeah, so I can only imagine how beautiful it was.
It's a really well done book. So yeah, I'll leave a link to it if you want to check it out. Let's shout out some of the people that came to the booth.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
First off, I want to shout out Vegan Vicky, who was kind of emceeing the whole affair. And she was going around to almost every vendor, if not every vendor, having a conversation with them. She was doing like Facebook and Instagram lives and posting reels, showcasing all of the wonderful vendors, including us. We're wonderful too.
Of course.
I just wanted to thank her for spotlighting people and just being a positive vibe.
Yeah, indeed.
In the Vegfest day. It was a good time.
Yep, she was great.
Who else? Oh, the vegan outreach gals that were posted up next to us in their vegan outreach booth. Want to shout them out because they were doing good work, boots on the ground, talking to people as they walked by, asking them if they were vegan, handing them pamphlets. Vegan outreach does incredible work, and Sam is a mentor for vegan outreach. And they will provide you with pamphlets that you can. We also provide,
distribute their materials.
We distribute their materials because they make some really nice, accessible information. Yeah. For people who are not vegan. And then some people that came by the booth. We had Tim Nevitz came by the booth. Candace came by the booth. These people also signed up for our weekly newsletter, and if you haven't done that, please do. Who else? Michelle Decker came by the booth. Beatrice Flett, Jamie, Scherbauer, Tab Evans, and bunches of other people came by and either had a conversation or bought stickers or buttons or some of Sam's beautiful knitwear or her little knit animals, which are always a big hit at the Veg Fest.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody that came by the booth. It was a really fun day.
It was really great also to run into some folks that we had actually met last year at the Cleveland Vegfest.
Yeah.
In fact, it was so great. One family came in and we were talking, and all of a sudden the dad of the family looks over at me and says, "Wait a minute. I know you." He's like, "Did you perhaps make several pairs of slippers for a family last year?" And I did, in fact. This was someone that we had met at the Cleveland Vegfest last year, who then placed a special order with me for slippers for his family for Christmas. Yeah. And there they were, all of them, with their absolutely fantastic dog, Hank, who was just unbelievable. Yeah. Just amazing. I also ran into a young woman who had bought one of my knit cows last year, a cow that we had named Tater Tot.
Yep, Tater Tot.
And she told me that Tater Tot is still living their best life, which I thought was amazing. I also want to shout out the many, many spectacular dogs that I got to meet. Yeah. Because that is one of my markers for the success or failure of a Veg Fest.
A highlight of a Veg Fest for Sam is how many dogs she gets to meet and pet.
How many dogs I get to meet and pet. Yeah. And it was I lost count, to be honest.
Yeah, there were a lot of really cute doggos.
There was one in particular, an absolutely beautiful golden retriever who just came and just dropped his head in my lap.
Yeah, that was so funny.
And I was just like, oh, hi. Like I'm sitting in my chair and all of a sudden there's a dog head in my lap. It was amazing. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. And we also met a fantastic rooster named Luke.
Oh, yeah, Luke the rooster.
Luke the rooster.
Yep.
Yep.
He had a little stroller.
He did. He had a stroller, but he really didn't want to be in the stroller. And so his mom was carrying him around.
Yeah, she was just carrying Luke around and he seemed perfectly content.
Perfectly content.
Yep.
Yep. Enjoyed meeting people. It was just so great.
Great people. Great non-human animals
great food
to meet and pet. Great food. It was a beautiful day.
It was.
And yeah, thanks to everybody that put on the Cleveland Vegfest. It was just a great event. So the Cleveland Vegan Society, along with some other organizers, put on this event, and we're looking forward to next year.
We sure are.
Yeah. It's time now for our Assignment Restaurant SOS. And before we get into this, I do want to mention something that we forgot to mention. But I saw this place within walking distance from where we were staying had vegan bagels and a vegan spread for their bagels. And I thought we would stop and see if maybe Sam wanted to get a coffee drink or something. So shout out to Rising Star Coffee Roasters there in Tremont.
But I got a little scone, a little blueberry lemon scone.
Yeah.
And it was delightful.
And I got a rosemary bagel with their vegan spread, which was really good. It was like I don't even know. It was like red pepper.
Like a red pepper.
It was almost hummusy, but it also had it had a kick. It was spicy. And so I just wanted a little something so that I didn't go directly to VegFest because we had like 2.5 hours of setup before any of the vendors opened so we could get some food. So we didn't want to be completely starving.
No, not at all.
Yes. But our assignment restaurant this week is a place that we went to. We had reservations for Cloak Dagger, which is located at 2399 West 11th Street in Cleveland, right there in Tremont. And Cloak Dagger is a cocktail lounge with a focus on hospitality and craft located next to Lincoln Park, right where the Veg Fest was held in the historic Tremont neighborhood of Cleveland. They are 100% vegan. And wow, what do you think of our time there at Cloak Dagger?
I had a lot of fun at Cloak Dagger. I thought the vibe was great. It was really fascinating watching the bartenders make some truly unique cocktails.
Yeah.
And of course, I don't imbibe myself, but I also appreciated the fact that I was able to have a mocktail. They made me a wonderful, basically guava sour.
Yeah.
Which was fantastic. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I think their menu design is phenomenal.
Yeah, we were actually lucky enough to be there on the very first night of their new menu dropping.
Yes.
So that was cool.
It was very, very cool.
And this place is kind of like an experience. First of all, when you first get there, you do need to make a reservation because it's a very small place.
Yeah, tiny.
But they make you like a welcome shot. Mm-hmm. And they made Sam, of course, a non-alcoholic welcome shot. Which is so cool.
Yeah, very cool.
So while you're deciding what you want, which amazing cocktail you want, you can have this little sipper. Yeah, so their new menu is tarot themed. Yeah. So I had, my cocktail that I chose was called King of the Dead. Yeah, so the King of the Dead, which was a delicious cocktail, by the way. It's bourbon, Amontillado sherry, Fernet, cherry bark vanilla bitters, aromatic bitters, and a little bit of cold brew. And then they put this little skull-shaped ice cube right in the middle of it.
No wonder you were so hyped up.
It had cold brew in it.
It had cold brew in it.
Just a little bit.
Oh, but still.
Just a little bit. That little coffee hint of coffee flavor in it was really good.
But no wonder you were bouncing off the walls for most of the night.
I didn't sleep very well.
No.
Yeah, that's probably why. Because I had 2 of those.
Now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strong, earthy, and evolving is what they say King of the Dead is. And it was amazing. It was an amazing cocktail.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I love the the whole tarot theme. It's absolutely beautiful. The menu design is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's like a little book.
It is. It's like a little book. And
Yeah.
so each time they change their menu, it's a different book.
Yeah.
And the tarot book happens to be book 18. So this is their 18th distinct menu, which I think is so cool.
And what was the name of the drink that you had?
They just referred to it as Prologue.
Prologue. Okay.
Yeah, because it was a non-alcoholic, so it didn't have a specific name.
Yeah. And then for food, so I got their house burger, which they call the Flame of the West. And this is a TVP oat patty with caramelized onions, shiitake mushroom, white truffle aioli, and a maple bourbon Dijon glaze served with their house fries. The description of this burger does not prepare you for how amazing it really is. This is the best, hands down, the best veggie burger I have ever had in all of my burger life.
Christine, in fact, described it as life-altering.
It was amazing. The combination of that maple bourbon and the white truffle was just, it was brilliant.
I have to agree. Christine was kind enough to share a bite of her burger with me.
Yeah.
And it was spectacular.
Yeah.
Absolutely spectacular. Yeah. The combination of the umami from the mushroom and the truffle oil and kind of that sweet, tangy bourbon Dijon.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
It was on a perfect bun. And I was so sad when it was gone. I mean, I know I've said that before about sandwiches or burgers, but I was so sad when it was gone. And this was the kind of burger where it's like, you know what? I could probably eat another one of those. If I had another one of those right in front of me, I would keep eating it because it was just that good.
It was that good.
Yeah.
Yes. And I would have supported you having another one.
Yeah, that would have been a little ridiculous. But
Probably.
What did you get?
I got the Sage of Pentacles.
Right, Sage of Pentacles.
Because I wanted to do something. I was very tempted by the burger, but I wanted to do something completely different, something that I had never tried before. And so their Sage of Pentacles was pumpkin gnocchi with a root vegetable tofu cream, toasted pumpkin seeds, sage oil, and microgreens.
Yes, and I did try one of your gnocchi, and it was delicious.
Oh, they were beautiful.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Really nice texture, the earthy flavor. Like, seriously, Pentacles is the suit of the earth. And so the fact that this was such an earthy dish was absolutely perfect. The tofu cream was fantastic. The pumpkin seeds, perfectly toasted. Really, really happy to have some microgreens, to have some kind of fresh herbage against kind of this earthy gnocchi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really delightful.
Yeah. And then we both shared our fries because it was a very large portion of their house fries, which were also perfect. And it came with a little cup with some
herb aioli.
Yeah, and it was really good.
Yes, and that also had that white truffle oil in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a white truffle and herb aioli.
So delicious.
Yeah, it was really fantastic.
Yeah. And if you do make reservations there, I recommend what we did, which was sit at the bar, because then you get to watch their amazing bartenders making all of these incredible cocktails.
Yeah.
And it's like a show.
It really is.
You
They
know?
had so many like fun things to play with. It really was like they were concocting potions.
It was totally potion-like.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, and they have like bouquets of fresh herbs that they're choosing. At one point, she made a drink and she sprayed something over the drink. And I'm like, what was that? I don't even remember what it was. But
And then, of course, you've got the little blowtorch and the smoker and the like all kinds of things that they were playing with. It was really amazing.
yeah. So if you're a fan of cocktails, and even if you're not, it's a good show. Sit at the bar.
Totally.
So fun and so delicious. I actually shared on our Instagram a picture of my burger and said what I just said, that it was one of the best burgers, if not the best vegan burger I had ever had in my life. And I noticed some gentleman shared it on his, and I'm like, wait a minute. Are you the chef? And he said, why, yes, I am. I said, thank you so much for that amazing burger. So good.
Yeah. So it was a great night. It was a great meal. And so we want to encourage you to get out there and support Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah. And if you have been recently to Cloak and Dagger, please send us a picture of your meal and let us know what you got there and what you thought of it. And we'll enter you into our vegan dinner winner contest, and we might buy you dinner.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah. It's now time for our favorite portion of the show.
Must be listener shout out time.
It's listener shout out.
Just want to give a shout out to all my fans watching. I love you guys. I love you.
This week's shout out goes to Ms. Sarcastic 92, who recently subscribed to our YouTube.
Yeah, thanks for subscribing, Ms. Sarcastic 92. Please send us your t-shirt size and address so we can send you a Compassion and Cucumbers swag bag.
Along with your real name.
Yeah, that might be helpful too. Text us using the link in our show notes or email us at compassionandcucumbers@gmail.com or simply DM us on Instagram or Facebook so we can get you that swag bag.
And for the rest of you out there, if you want a listener shout out, please text, email, or DM us. Let us know what you think of the show and tell us a little bit about yourself. You can also always nominate someone else for a shout out.
You can. I guess it's time to wrap this baby up. Puts the end to another Vegfest episode. We have one more to go. Next week, we will be back in Syracuse for Vegtoberfest.
Yes.
So going to be all kinds of great vendors. This is taking place at Harvey's Garden, which is like a beer garden place.
So Christine will be wearing her Lederhosen t-shirt.
I have a t-shirt that looks like Lederhosen. So that should be fun. If you want to see that ridiculousness, please come out and enjoy Vegtoberfest in Syracuse next week. That is, I believe, Saturday. Next weekend. But before we go, please don't forget to subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast app and subscribe to our YouTube. Share the show with a friend or a family member that you think might enjoy what we do so we can reach more incredible people just like you. Hey, if you want to get news about this show, you can do that by subscribing to our weekly newsletter at our website, which is compassionandcucumbers.com.
And with that, it's time to sign off. You have just listened to episode 202 of the Compassion and Cucumbers podcast, and there's nothing left to say but where cukes and compassion are always the fashion.
On the podcast. Thanks, James.
Have a great week, everyone.
We'll talk to you next Tuesday.
We love you.
We do. Bye-bye.
The end.
If you'd like to support the Compassion and Cucumbers podcast, well, you can do that by hopping on over to our Patreon page and becoming a patron. We have all the recipes from our vegan kitchen series up there, and we'll be adding some patron-only episodes in the near future. So thank you for supporting us at whatever level that you choose, and thank you again for listening to Compassion and Cucumbers podcast.